Alright, before I dropped out of there, we were talking about the bosses. What we have in here on a stock unmodified magazine is a boss. And what that boss does, they're on either side. This one's been completely removed off of this side. Here it is on the other side. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a little raised piece of plastic. And what they do is, with the original setup, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't in the way because the diameter of this motor, the original motor, is smaller than this one. But once you install this one in there, what happens is you try to put it back together, and the boss hits on this part of the motor instead of just hitting right here. Now on this one I just completely removed it, but a better way to do it is to just remove the material that makes contact with the motor. So you have positive contact here with the remainder of it, and then you have contact on the other side right here. If you don't remove it, or at least partially remove it, that's contacting the motor, when you go to put it back together, it's not going to want to go all the way back together and cause problems. So, oh yeah, the pinion gear. You need to drill out your pinion gear, and this freaks a lot of people out. What I've done, and I've had success with, was drilling it out to the exact size of the shaft, which is 1/10 of an inch, or what is that? Somebody help me out here. I'm terrible with math. Anyway, between a 16th and an 8th. What is that? Anyway, terrible with math. There's a measurement for you anyway, though. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to remember what didn't get included. We talked about those. All right. Oh yeah, another thing about the pinion gear is on your original motor you'll see a flat spot that hooks up with a flat spot on inside your gear where the shaft goes in. So that can be a little tricky. This stuff is, I don't know what kind of plastic it is, but it's really hard. It's really durable stuff. What I recommend you doing first is taking a smaller drill bit, one that can fit inside the shaft opening, and just fit right inside there, and just try to, with the cordless drill or whatever kind of Dremel tool, whatever you have, try to get rid of that flat spot before you drill this out, because if you don't, you're gonna more than likely drill this out to one side of center, or or you could risk drilling it out crooked. Alright, that's very important. And once you get it drilled out to that diameter that I just showed you, you're still going to have a really tight fit. It's so tight that you worry about cracking your pinion gear when you put it on there. So on the ones I've done, I've really reamed it out real good, and that gives you plenty of friction there. But if you break it, that's on you. I don't know where to get other ones. I've never broken one, so good luck with that. Let's see. Okay, yeah, on the other one I was showing you how to fix that that weird nut that they have in there that's just held in by some crazy threads. like I say, if any of you guys know what this stuff's called, or make me look like a fool and want to give me the correct measurements, that's fine, as long as we get the right information out to the folks who are doing this. Please do in the comments. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it was this one on that mag. What I did was I just put some epoxy on the little grooves and stuck it back in there, so I didn't want to take that one apart again because it's curing. Now, to put everything back together, let's see. Okay, now the kicker plate, you have this spring. Just put your spring right here, and this goes into that hole. And that's in properly. Now getting this in is kind of tricky, but you just want to make sure that you get it in the right way. See right here, this little cutout that engages with this part of the spring, and then the center of the shaft. I don't think it matters which way you have this in there, but that is going to go right there in the center there. So that's how it works, and over here on this side there's a place for that. And get everything lined up. Get in there. Alright, that's where it needs to be, that's where that needs to be, and just drop it down in there. If you haven't figured out how this works yet, your BBs come down here, this is spinning, they ride on the top here, and then this is in place here as part of the ramp, so this empties these BBs when you need to take it apart, but it forces them up through here, and then they're fired out. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that these magnets, that one right here and then the one up here in the valve head, if you don't have those magnets there, well, if you just got the one in your valve head there, what's going to happen is this is just going to continuously push BBs right past that magnet. That's why that dimple's in there. So that's why we need something else to hold them in there. And you're going to get... Hello? And what's going to happen from there is that you're just going to have all kinds of BBs coming out your barrel. So anyway, let's get back to putting this thing together. Your magnet goes here.
You talking to yourself?
No, I'm trying to make a video. You're famous. Oh. Is that lock broken? I swear. What's the matter with these people? Okay. Yeah, Pawpaw's gonna be on YouTube. Alright. Don't forget this with your little spring. If you lose this spring, my uncle told me, you can take one from a ballpoint pen, just cut it down and pop it right in there. Just go ahead and gonna put this in without that. I'm not talking to myself. Sometimes I feel like I am. Yes, right now I am. Okay, slide that back down there. I don't know if you can see these two little tabs right here, but I don't fool with it. You know, feeding that back through them just because I don't want to break them. Be sure that this is in when you put it back together. And when you get it back together, you're going to feel that spring I just showed you. That's just that spring. It's not that there's anything wrong. Yeah. And I don't know why they didn't use these in all these holes. I guess they don't want you taking it apart, or at least when you take it apart, they want to make sure you have a fun time getting it back together. Especially if you push those other things out. No real rhyme or reason to which ones go in first. And like I say, be careful when you're putting these other ones in so you don't push out the nut. Like that. Alright, in the sake of time, I'm going to fix this later, but show you how much of a pain in the butt it can be. Where'd you come from? When that happens, when you push one of those out, you need to just press on it with something. And then start screwing it back in. If you don't push on the other side, it'll just spin. Alright, now we're all back together. Good to go. And that's about all there is to that. If I have anything more to add, I'll just type it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps. Happy blast.